This video is brought to you by our good friends at Ridge. Their incredible wallet. It's light, sleek, and industrial. Plus, it doesn't awkwardly bulge out of your back pocket because it goes into your front pocket. Now is the time for you to upgrade your wallet. I want you to check this out. Ridge wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash you need. There's over 30 colors and styles to choose from, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy, and you don't just have to take my word for it, because there's over 30,000 five-star reviews. I was skeptical at first, but once you try it, you'll never go back to your old wallet. And guys, there's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, get a full refund. When you decide to keep it, there's a lifetime warranty. Go to ridge.com/Chael and be sure to use the promo code Chael. That's going to get you 10% off with free worldwide shipping and returns. Or just click on the link below. All right, let's circle back here, guys. Colby Covington. Now, I'm making a push. I'm making a push that Colby be considered for a world title fight at 185 pounds with Adesanya. If you don't like that argument, you can stop right here, but I'll make the argument all the same. And then I'm going to turn it over to the court of public opinion, see what you guys say. Colby is in an extremely unique spot. He is the #1 contender. The only thing that was made crystal clear at Madison Square Garden when Colby fought Kamaru the second time, the only thing we all agreed on, we didn't even agree on the outcome unanimously. The one thing that we, the community, all agreed on is we found the right two guys. We truly took the champion and we truly took the next best thing. The #1 contender, we put him in there. So Colby goes on, he fights another champion in the form of the BMF champion. He goes 1-1 in those two outings. He gets absolutely no belt. It reminds me of the riddle that Colby Covington was the interim champion of the world, never lost, and is no longer the interim champion of the world. You will think I'm doing wordplay here. That happened. He's got put in this tough spot. He is for sure the #1 contender. The rankings do not mess with him. The rankings didn't even show the politics of sliding him down without explanation. They still kept him as #1. It's blatantly obvious he's the #1 contender. What does a #1 contender get to do? He gets to fight for a world championship. Now, this has never been tested. Why I'm coming to you guys. It has never been tested that once you have a #1 contendership, can you cash that golden ticket anywhere you want? It has always been the belief that you would cash it right at your own division. But again, that's why I go back to the word tested. Nobody's ever tried, and this is a very unique situation. What do you want to do to Colby? You just want to take all of his hopes and dreams away? Just take all of his hard work, all of his dedication, all of his sacrifice, all of his victories, and just take it from him because he already had the opportunity? Or can we get creative enough to find something different? Because it's not clear at 185 pounds. In all fairness, we know for sure the next best thing to Adesanya is Robert Whittaker. So Whittaker's in this similar spot where he doesn't get to use that #1 contendership. He's thinking about leaving the division. If you leave a division as the #1 contender, are you 1 fight away? Are you 4 fights away? Does it not count at all? It's never been tested. That's why I can't answer this for you. 185 pounds needs Colby Covington. There is not a clear #1 contender there. We are going to Jared Cannonier, but we do understand in the last 2 fights, Cannonier went 1-1. We understand in the last 2 rounds, Cannonier hasn't won a single one of them. I'm not being a jerk to Cannonier. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prove a point that it is not as crystal clear at 185 as it is at 170. For sure, the answer is Colby Covington. Every indicator that you could possibly look at, every different variable, it all comes back Colby Covington. But if he's not going to be able to use it, he's offering to leave the division. I think that that's compelling, and we've seen close to this. We have seen champions leave divisions and get championship fights. They were champions, though. Is the same good for a #1 contender who just wants an opportunity? That's what I'm asking. And I do think with a period of time to digest this, that Israel Adesanya is going to agree. Israel's going to be in a very hard spot to just go call out a 170-pounder. And Israel looks out for the division, whether those are his competitors or not. Israel has always looked after the boys. Even his own people that want to take what he has, he's always looked after them. He's always paid attention to it. He's also always been very respectful, showed a lot of integrity to those rankings. So everybody's in a little bit of a unique spot. We're just at the conversation point, but I'm trying to have that conversation with you guys. If Colby is a number one contender, and we acknowledge he is, and he would like to take that slip and go to the cashier's window, can he do it at a different weight class? Because George St. Pierre was the number one contender at 170 pounds. He was the champion that never lost. He walked away from the belt. The rankings still support him as number one. He had absolutely no ranking at 185. And he came back and said, I am the number one contender, and I am going to use it to fight for a championship. And then he points to Michael Bisping and says, but surprise, it's yours. And it was. He went out there and fought for it. So this is not without precedence, which I have to bring you a little bit more of an intellectual argument because so many of you are so polarizing on Colby that you could let your own feels and emotions to the character of Colby Covington stop him. I'm trying to get you beyond that and to look at the competitive architecture that we have in place in this sport, an architecture that we fiercely adhere to the rules that we make up on the spot. But why should it be different? You have a number one contender who can't fight for the belt. You have a little bit more to the story, which is he already fought for the belt. No pushback from me. You still have the top guy. Do you want Colby to just stay there and keep wearing out other top guys? So then nobody worth a damn gets to go fight for the belt? You got to go in some other path to the belt that doesn't go through Colby Covington because he's going to stop you? And then we're going to find rules to stop him based on history that he's already been out there? Or do you want to let him take his number one contendership, which he earned? He earned it the hard way. And give him his opportunity. It's an interesting spot. It's never been tested. But it's not a conversation that I'm going to let go. Because I do feel that I'm right. I do feel that your hard work and your sacrifice has to mean something. I do feel that your ability to sell out arenas, and Colby did 2 out of 2 in his last 2. Madison Square Garden on one side of the country, T-Mobile on a whole other side of the country. There has to be a reward for that somewhere. He's not asking for anything silly. He's not asking for a new contract. He's not asking that you make up championships. He's not asking that he gets to go and fight Jake Paul. He's asking that you acknowledge that he has earned a number one contendership of which he would like to activate in a title fight in a weight class that he hasn't competed in yet. It's not a simple ask. I never said that it was. I'm just asking if you can look beyond whatever bias you have towards the character, and you can just look at an architecture of athletics. Could you consider supporting the idea of Colby Covington getting a chance for a championship, even if it's at middleweight?